Many B2B companies know that they're getting website traffic, and what they don't know is which companies are behind those visits. So visitor intelligence tools aim to solve that problem, but the real question here is whether they actually deliver useful sales insights. Hi, my name is Justin from LemReveal, and today we are going to go through the full Albacross website review for 2026 and to see whether it's worth using in this year for visitor intelligence and lead enrichment. So, as we are in 2026 now, there are different tools with more sophisticated features. So, we'll try to see if this tool is still worth using. So, website or Albacross in general, let's just say Albacross, is designed to identify companies visiting your website, even if they never fill out your form or your inquirer's form or your website form, depending on whatever you call it. It does this primarily through IP to company matching and data enrichment. Instead of anonymous traffic, the platform attempts to reveal your company name, location, industries, size, and other relevant information that they may need. So for B2B companies, this can help the sales team understand which organizations are researching for solutions through your company, or they are looking for your services in general. But the real value depends on how accurate and actionable the data is. So we'll be looking at the strength and trying to see whether this tool is still useful. So the first good point, or the con in this case, would be company level visitor identification. So that's one of the main strengths this tool has, and its ability is to turn anonymous website traffic into company level insights. So when visitors arrive on your site, the system attempts to match their network information with known business databases. So obviously, after clicking here, as you can see on the interface on the dashboard, you will be redirected to this page. But if you don't have an account yet, you will need to create one and log in. So this is the home page for that site. As you can see, there are still steps missing here, like inserting your tracking code onto every header of your pages, like your website pages. So moving on, when a visitor arrives on your site, the system attempts to match their network with information, obviously, in the network for known business databases. And if a match is found, the platform shows which company visited and which company viewed your pages. So for sales teams, this creates visibility into organizations that might already be evaluating your product. Instead of waiting for a form submission, you can see potential accounts earlier in the buying journey and reach out to them before your competitor snakes them. So the second con here would be the lead and company enrichment. Another key capability is enrichment, obviously, which once a company is identified, this tool adds additional firmographic data such as your industry classification, your headquarters location, potential contact information, etc. So there is a lot of data that comes through from there, and this context helps teams quickly evaluate whether the visiting company matches their ideal customer profile. For example, if your target customers are mid-size SaaS companies, enrichment data makes it easier to identify which visitor fits that category. So it's more of a helping hand that points you to the right direction, depending on how you use the data and whether you know how to interpret it. So another good thing, or another con in this case, is sales intelligence signals. So this is just beyond the basic identification. This tool shows visitor behavior. You can you can see which page a company visited, how often they returned, and which visits, or like which when the visit occurred. But the most one that you should look at here is how often they returned to which specific pages. That obviously shows you the buying intent signal from the potential customer that you might have. So repeated visits to key pages like your pricing, product, case study, or integrations may suggest stronger intent, which is what I was referring to. The sales team sometimes use this behavior data to decide when outreach might be relevant. So when it comes to limitations, right now we are going to the cons, from the pros to the cons, yes. So the limitations, the cons here is that, however, the visitor intelligence tools also have limitations. Albacross relies heavily on IP-based certifications, which means that the accuracy depends on whether a visitor network can be matched to a company accurately. But in situations where there's use of VPN, cloud hosting infrastructure, they can produce incomplete or inaccurate matches. And that's the limitation that you really don't want, especially if you get a lot of those from individuals or companies that visit your site. So another limitation is that not every website visitor can be identified, especially individuals browsing from personal networks. So while the data can be useful, it shouldn't be treated as perfect. So always verify, double verify, triple verify to ensure that the data is accurate and useful for you. So another one here is the usability and workflow. So the data that you have should be usable, and it should offer you some insight into taking actionable steps for your business. So the visitor dashboard is relatively easy to navigate, and most teams can start seeing company data shortly after installing the tracking script. The platforms also integrate with CRM system, allowing identified visitor data to be synced with existing sales workflow. This helps connecting website behavior with account-based sales strategies. So you can always and all the time make sure that you use useful steps and strategies in order to get the result that you need. So to close it off, Albacross, what is this tool? Albacross can be useful for B2B companies that want visibility into which organizations are visiting your website. And the biggest strength here is that company level data, visitor identification, firmographic enrichment, it provides all of that data. However, teams should understand the limitations of IP based identification and avoid assuming every visitor match is perfectly accurate and it's what you definitely need to reach out to, which is not always the case. If this tool is used correctly, it can provide helpful early signals about potential buyers researching your solution, but its its effectiveness ultimately depends on how well these insights are integrated into your broader sales processes, like your integration into your CRM tools. Alternatively, you can make use of tools like LemReveal, which obviously use more than just IP-based user identification. It uses other metrics as well to get more accurate information. So it's it reveals your companies and individuals who visit your site. So in this case, individuals might be individuals working for a specific company and they might use their personal networks in order to browse through your website. So it's still data worth looking into, and you can use different filters as well in order to get that more accurate understanding or data that you need. So this is just a brief overview of how it looks like. This is just a brief overview of how it works, including your filters over there. And if you need any more information on these tools, you can catch the links in the description below. And if you find something interesting, leave it in the comment section, and I will catch you on the next video.